Welcome to the trade review. This is our second one that we are doing. We're going to be rolling out a few more of these since fantasy football season is kicking off here. Like it's dead season still, but people are looking at their rosters, looking at their teams. We're going to start seeing a lot more trades coming through. And so we got another one here this week.
Scott Fishbowl has kicked off, which, as you know, officially kicks off
Yes,
the
sir.
fantasy football season. If you don't know what the Scott Fishbowl is, know what it is. Go back, watch our video where we did our drafts that we were going to be doing it throughout the next week or so. And, nice little plug there. But today we do have this trade for you. This is one that you made. So, Chase, walk me through the initial thought of this trade and what it is.
Guy was selling off his team. He already sold Cooper Kupp, missed out on that boat. However, he wanted like Smitty and a piece, which I was not willing to do. So yeah, I was looking to make some moves, kind of buy whatever he had left. I am the championship winner last year, and I will do a little bit of a roster read off just for context in this, as well as to where these picks probably are. Again, it is 12 team super flex. This is Scott Fishbowl 11 scoring, I believe. So heavy negatives. It is half point PPR, which is of note. And then there is a full point for the tight end premium. So it's 1.5. So there's a little bit of an advantage for the tight ends, or at least gives them something. So Lamar, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Smitty, Deontay, Kittle, Michael Pittman, Keenan Allen, Russ and Jimmy G are my QB2s. Damian Pierce and Calvin Ridley and Tyler Conklin are my core of this lineup in a start 11. And so my picks are back in. Again, I won last year. There are a couple true contenders in here. I don't know that I'll be able to repeat, but I'd say I'm a top 4 team. And putting those picks in the back part of there, getting Aaron Jones was really the goal, and he wasn't doing it for a second. So I figured I'd try to get Mike Evans in as well, add some depth, add another opportunity, but it also gives me additional depth so I can make additional trades too with Deontay and Michael Pittman still on my roster.
Yeah, I think what you did here, obviously, you're getting out of the draft capital that is going to be looked at as back end. As soon as I look at this trade, if you're not associating what that team looks like, I'm saying, man, I don't know if I'm setting it first for either of these guys, but you're telling me you're the championship team. Reading through that roster does sound pretty stacked. In a little bit deeper start 11, Aaron Jones is kind of in that fringe range of probably not worth a second, but not really worth the first either. So sending that projected playoff top 3, top 4 pick, I'm okay with it. I do think it's a little bit of an overpay, but then you get into a back end 24-second, which in this type of format is almost starting to be useless, and you get Mike Evans for it. Now, can he bounce back? Will he bounce back with Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask? I have some doubts, and maybe that's another piece that you want to try to package when you went through that team and you're reading the office. It's like 15 deep probably. I'm probably trying to package some of these back up and reinvest it into the top part of my lineup, probably specifically at wide receiver. And so I like the format of this team. I like the format of this trade, but I do think you have a little bit more work to do from here to really get it to where you want to be.
Yeah, this was a trade to make a trade was really what it is and how I look at it. And that's exactly it. I wanted Aaron Jones, as I said, because it is half PPR. So like 4 wide receivers, you need the really good ones. And so I looked at it as an opportunity to have, Devontae Adams. I have a lot of win now pieces on this team. And it is also, I didn't mention this, it's a 384 March Madness style tournament involved in this. So it's like a 38 grand pot or something like that. It's something wild. So it's big time money if you win it all. But so I wanted as many stars as I could get. And I think I can package up, I mentioned I have Smitty, Deontay, Michael Pittman, young names that people are interested in. And so if I can package a couple of these pieces together, even though I don't have draft capital, I still think I'm going to be able to make a move to improve, whether that's wide receiver or looking at adding more running back depth, or even combining some running backs to go after a CMC or something.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Going to love to watch and see what you're able to do with these two. Don't think these are probably the two assets to do it with, as they both are older and crustier, but you've got enough assets, like you said, elsewhere on this team to make the moves and use this as the kind of backfilling, replenishing the depth for this 1 to 2 year run that you're still on.
And admittedly so, I know that this is an overpay. Like this is just, it is what it is. I kind of knew that going in, seeing the pieces that were moving and where some of the pieces were. This was probably going to be one of the better things I could get back, unfortunately. So I took a swing. It's probably going to get criticized, and it could look really bad in 6 months. But we'll see how this pans out for me. Anyways, it's a gamble.
It is, but so is every single trade that we're making
Yeah.
right now in the offseason. That's what we're here for, reviewing these trades and seeing how and trying to project a little bit of how they play out, but more so how it fits into your team. And for that, I think you win this one.
Yeah, and let me know what you think down below. Again, I get the value aspect of it and what those picks could be. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. Am I crazy? What do you think of Mike Evans and Aaron Jones this upcoming season as well? Again, like this video, subscribe, and thank you so much for joining us here in the Fantasy Draft Room.